Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I haven't even I'm looking at the screen, but I haven't even moved my eyes to the mystery thriller category to even see what 3 books they're showing. Okay, okay, okay. So I think I got 13. Let me just double check. Okay, yes, I got 13 out of 20 correct. Pretty good, pretty good. The next round of the Goodreads Choice Awards just came out, so now everything's narrowed down to the top 10, and I'm gonna take a look to see how accurate I was with the top 10. I did not check to see how many of what I guessed in the top 10 were in the top 20 to know how well I could have done. So we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go and we're gonna see what it is. So these were what I guessed as being in the top 10. We had The Teacher, which was in the top 20. The Housemaid is Watching, which wasn't. The God of the Woods, which was. All the Colors of the Dark, which was. First Lie Wins, Listen for the Lie, The Midnight Feast, Middle of the Night. Kill for Me, Kill for You was not, and We Solve Murders was. So all of these except for 2 are eligible, 8, I think. So let's see how I did. Okay. Home is Where the Bodies Are. Made it to the top 10. Yikes. Listen for the Lie. The Boyfriend, I did not have in the top 10. How to Solve Your Murder. Oh, Murder, I didn't have in the top 10. The God of the Woods, The Midnight Feast, We Solve Murders, The Teacher, All the Colors of the Dark, and First Lie Wins. So I got 7. 70%, not too bad. I don't think there's anywhere right now that'll show you what the rest were. I can't even remember what the full top 20 was. So I'm gonna have to go back to my YouTube video to see my own reaction to see what didn't make it to the top 10. So the last one at the wedding didn't make it. I'm trying to mental math my way through when you're possibly seeing this video. I have no idea. As of now, I have read 19 of the top 20 and I'm on the very last one that I'm reading, which is All the Colors of the Dark. So I have opinions on all of these now and I'm like, do I share that or will that video still be coming? I have no idea. I think you're gonna see it first. I think it's already up. I think it's already up because I think I'm gonna wait to release this until everything's fully announced in the full winner. Okay, so we're just gonna talk honestly. Thank God the last one at the wedding didn't make it. Didn't like that one. Society of Lies didn't make it to the top 10, which is not surprising, but I did think that was a good one. That was a pretty solid one. And there were a lot of books on this list that were not good, like Home is Where the Bodies Are. So that's a bummer that Society of Lies didn't make it to the top 10. Love We Solve Murders. Glad that made it to the top 10. Let's see. So for the top 10 now, Frida has The Boyfriend and The Teacher are the 2 that made it. And is that what she started with? Just The Boyfriend and The Teacher? I think so. So both of the Frida books made it to the top 10. The Teacher is garbage, but The Boyfriend was fine. So I'd be okay with, just seeing that one continue. All the Colors of the Dark, that's the last book I'm reading right now. I'm halfway through it right now and I'm really liking it. So I think that's fine to be here. Although as of now, it doesn't feel very mystery thriller to me. It feels a lot more literary fiction. So this is just one of those that probably shouldn't be in this category, but it's fine. Not What She Seems didn't make it. The Return of Ellie Black didn't make it. I didn't love Not What She Seems, but I did like The Return of Ellie Black. Middle of the Night, did we say that made it? It didn't. Riley Sager didn't make it to the top 10. Wow. He does not do very good in the Goodreads Choice Awards. I mean, I did not like Middle of the Night. I thought it was very not good. But he's so popular, that is very surprising to see that that didn't make it. And I'm so surprised still that How to Solve Your Own Murder is making it this far. I'm happy for it. I think that's a great book. I'm so shocked to see it's making it so far. The Night We Lost Him, I think that one didn't make it. Yeah, that didn't make it to the top 10. I'm cool with that. I didn't really like that. The Heiress didn't make it. That is more of a slow burn, not as very exciting type of book. I thought it was fine, but I didn't love it. House of Glass, really didn't like that one, so that one's not here. And then The God of the Woods, First Lie Wins, and Midnight Feast. Those all made it to the top 10. Those are all fine. And then Listen for the Lie made it, The Teacher, Darling Girls did not, and The Mystery Guest did not, which I actually thought The Mystery Guest was kind of cute. I think The Teacher's so bad. So out of these top 10, my favorites at this time still are, because I've read all of these now, except for this I'm still in the middle of, so I don't know what my rating will be for that. This was a 1 star. This was a 3. This was also a 3. This was a 4.5 or 5. This was a 3. I think Midnight Feast was a 3. We Solve Murders was a 5. The Teacher was a 1. All the Colors of the Dark right now is feeling like a 4, 4.5. And First Lie Wins was, I think, a 2, a 2.5. So my votes are for the best, All the Colors of the Dark, although I haven't finished it, We Solve Murders, and How to Solve Your Own Murder. So for now, I'm gonna vote between We Solve Murders or How to Solve Your Own Murder. Oh, I didn't realize this was a Jimmy Fallon book club pick. Maybe that's why it's been able to be popular. They're both the start of new mystery series. I have a recency bias to We Solve Murders, but I kind of want to vote for How to Solve Your Own Murder because it feels like an underdog, because I'm pretty sure Richard Osman has won a Goodreads Choice Awards before. So I think I'm just going to vote for this one. As for what I think is going to win, The Teacher is what I predicted to be the #1 winner initially when I was making my initial predictions, and it's still eligible, it's still here. I could see several of these books winning, and I wouldn't be surprised. The Boyfriend, The Teacher, The God of the Woods, First Lie Wins, All the Colors of the Dark, and We Solve Murders, which is like half the list, I could all see winning, and it wouldn't be too shocking. If Home is Where the Bodies Are or The Midnight Feast win, that would be mind-blowing. I'm gonna have to just stick to my prediction of The Teacher winning because I don't alter my predictions as we go. So we'll see if that ends up actually winning whenever everything's announced. Good morning. Today's the day. The Goodreads Choice Awards winners have been announced, and I'm excited to see if I was correct and if, unfortunately, The Teacher was the winner of the mystery thriller category. I feel like this year there were more options than normal where I genuinely could see like 4 or 5 of them winning out. Usually there's 1 or 2 clear winners. This year it was a little more dispersed. So we'll see. It won't be the most shocking thing if one of those 4 or 5 books ended up winning instead of The Teacher. But let's go check it out. Okay, I'm covering my eyes so I don't fully see in case it's very obvious. We'll do a countdown. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it was The God of the Woods. You know, I didn't love that. I didn't love that book, but I am much happier to see a book with, I was gonna say with higher literary merit, but I actually don't care if it has literary merit or not. Like, it can just be a fun, silly, goofy time. But The Teacher was just so bad. I just believe that book was so bad that I would have been happy to see anything on the list win other than that. Let's see if they do the top 10 ordering to show you the margins. Okay. Oh yeah, they show you all 20 and how many votes they got. So not a huge margin, honestly, between The God of the Woods and First Lie Wins coming in second. First Lie Wins was the book all year. At the very beginning, I was like, that looks like a Goodreads Choice Awards winner to me, but we had so many big books this year. Frida ended up in positions 3 and 4 with the votes split between these 2 books. I've gotta wonder, like, are you guys actually, not you, I mean, maybe you, but like, are people actually reading both of these Frida books and loving them and voting for them, or are people just seeing the name Frida McFadden and they've read like The Housemaid and so they're voting for Frida McFadden? Probably a bit of that. I don't really care. These awards are not, you know, groundbreaking. This is just a fun little thing that we do each year. All the Colors of the Dark, Then Listen for the Lie, We Solve Murders, and Home is Where the Bodies Are. What ended up in the very bottom? Let's see. Not What She Seems. I feel like that was the least well-known book, at least for me, like someone who keeps up with mystery and thrillers. I knew every book on this list, even if I hadn't personally read it other than this one, so not too surprising to see that in the end. However, disappointing that I think the only books by authors of color on this list are Not What She Seems, Society of Lies, and The Return of Ellie Black, and they all ended up in the bottom 4 for popularity. And The Return of Ellie Black and Society of Lies, I actually enjoyed both of those. Not What She Seems, I think that was the editor's fault, to be honest with you. The writing was there. The story just needed the pacing figured out. So that is unfortunate to see all those on the bottom. House of Glass, though, I didn't think that one was good. But The Return of Ellie Black, Society of Lies, pick those up if you haven't yet. Those are good. Also interesting to see like the Laura Day book be so low, because I'm pretty sure her last book, The Last Thing He Told Me, won the category the year that came out, and she just doesn't have the same steam at this point, I guess. But that, I also think that was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick, and that makes a big difference. Well, you know, at least The Teacher didn't win. It got 4th place, and The Boyfriend beat out of the Frida books, which that is definitely the better Frida book on this list. So I didn't get the winner right this year, but I still did pretty good throughout the rest of the series. For funsies, let's just go see what won all the other categories. Okay, fiction, The Wedding People. I started that audiobook on a listening to the first chapter video I did several months ago, and I do want to get back to that at some point. I just feel like it's gonna be really depressing, and I have been in not a good headspace for that recently. So whenever I feel good, I'll pick that one up eventually. I do want to read that. The Women by Kristen Hanna, I'm not interested in. I have read from Kristen Hanna before, but historical fiction's not my thing. Funny Story, I didn't like that one very much. Gave that a 2, but of course Emily Henry winning the romance category is not the largest surprise. Sarah J Maas pulling out the romantasy win, even though I think people didn't like this book as much, but it's Sarah J Maas, so of course. Interesting to see the TJ Klune book win the fantasy category. I have not planned on picking this book up. I did read House in the Cerulean Sea, but it was so long ago. It was like 4 years ago or something now that I just haven't thought about picking this one up, but maybe I will if people are really liking it. The Ministry of Time winning sci-fi, I did not like that book. I DNF'd that. Stephen King winning the horror category is okay. Like, there were so many other good horror books on that list, and of course Stephen King's gonna win. How to End a Love Story winning the debut category. I personally did not love that book, but okay. That is absurd. That Funny Story is allowed to win Best Audiobook when it also won Best Romance. And I know audiobook is a new category this year. They're going to have to figure that out for next year. I feel like, no, you can't win both, right? That's insane. I have absolutely no opinion on Ruthless Vows. I know nothing about that or most young adult fantasy. Heartstopper won young adult fiction. Happy for that. Although I do think that they need to break the comics and graphic novels back out into its own category, because how can you compare the Heartstopper graphic novel to the full-length young adult fiction novels that's in that category? Those are two very distinct different things that are very difficult to compare. And while I love Heartstopper, that is kind of unfortunate that that is what's winning this category when really it should just win its own comics and graphics category. The Anxious Generation, I've seen this one getting a lot of buzz this year, so that makes sense for that to win. As an anxious person and looking into this book and what it's talking about, I feel like it's not going to add any value to me, so I'm not necessarily interested in picking that one up. The Third Gilmore Girl winning the memoir category, and this bookshop book winning the history and biography category, which honestly, did people even read that, or did they just vote for a book about books because we're on Goodreads and we're readers? Probably so. All right, so that puts a wrap on the Goodreads Choice Awards content for the year for the most part. I think I might do one more video, if any. I was thinking of potentially doing a video reading a couple of the winners across different categories that I was interested in. If I were to do that, I would read The Wedding People, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and probably the Stephen King book. But I have a couple other video ideas that I'd really like to do in the next month or two that would be reading a list of a couple things that I feel like I'm more interested in doing instead of that. So you'll have to let me know what you think. Would you rather have like a surprise kind of list reading challenge video, or would you rather see me read those Goodreads Choice Award winners that we just talked about? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, let me know what you thought of the Goodreads Choice Awards this year. What did you like? What did you hate? What did you think of the new categories? What did you think of the winners? Let me know all that down below. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.